It's Two on the Aisle with me, Charles Gross, and Leslie Hoban Blake. Tonight, reviews of Les Liaisons Dangereuses, Tick Tick Boom, Holiday Inn, and Terms of Endearment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Two on the Aisle.
Holiday Inn.
Yes, the new Irving Berlin musical.
That he never wrote.
Right.
Here's what happened.
He's dead, by the way.
Yes, he died in 1989, poor man, and he lived a wonderful life.
He was like 90-something years old.
He was old, and we were all around to see him at that point. This is a remake of a remake of a remake, as it were. It's not just, but it's not a revival because it's the first time it's ever been. There was a movie called Holiday Inn, which was then remade. That movie was made in 1940-something. In the 50s, it was remade as White Christmas. Both of them starred Bing Crosby. The first one starred Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire. The second one starred Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. Are you with me? That's as much as you need to know. The plot is that there's a song and dance duo. Ted and, I'm going to get the other one's name wrong. Ted and what? Help me here. Ted and
You got the program.
Jim. It was the simplest word in the world. Jim and Ted, and they're best friends, except that there's a girl in the act named Lila, and Ted runs off with Lila, and Jim is, I'm leaving the business, I'm going to be a farmer.
No. Jim decides he wants to leave the business because he decides he wants to leave the business, and Lila is going to come with him.
Oh, and
until she
sees the farm and she goes, I can't do this.
She gets her big break, and the farm is a mess. And despite the fact, and interestingly, we've been talking about Cherry Orchard and people sweat where people are losing their homes. Well, he buys it from a family that has lost the home, except that she stays around and she comes and helps them out, and they become romantic.
She being the girl, not Lila.
The other girl.
This is the other girl, and her name is. No, it's not Louise. What is her name? Oh dear Lord, I wish I could remember.
Louise is the comic relief caretaker.
Yes, the comedy relief. Linda. Her name is Linda Mason, and it's Mason's farm.
And they decide to turn this farm, and this guy doesn't know what he's doing running a farm. They turn it into a literal Holiday Inn that's only open for the holidays, and he uses his show business connections to get his old partner back. And then there are conflicts because Hollywood is calling and this and that, but it's essentially no better, no worse. It's essentially of the genre that it is based on. In other words, there's no sarcasm, there's no wink.
No.
This is done straight. I've seen White Christmas, I've never seen the Holiday Inn movie.
I saw Holiday Inn because
they are trying to recreate that mood.
Okay, so I saw this the night after the election. I was walking into walls. I was extremely unhappy. My son and I were on the phone all day long convincing each other that, yes, it was not the end of the world and we would find a way to go on because we must go on, as Beckett says. And then I went to see this play. Now, it's not the best play I've ever seen. It's not the worst play I've ever seen, but boy, did I need this play that night. It's sentimental, it's old-fashioned, it's got the best music. You walk in humming the songs, you know. It's got the best songs in the world.
It's got White Christmas, Easter Parade. And
dancing cheek to cheek, just every great song. Well, here's an example.
Every shake, a lucky break. Oh, if you will lose your weary bird, shake on the way. Shake them away.
And it's got a couple of really great performances. Corbin Bleu, who is a kid from, he's not a kid anymore, he's probably about 30, but he was a kid in musical.
High School Musical.
High School Musical, thank you, along with, What was the other kid's name who came out of that?
It'll come.
The other guy. All right. Anyway, he's very famous now, making movies and got a six-pack. But Corbin Bleu, turns out, is a real musical performer.
Yes.
When he's on stage, the stage takes fire. He tap dances. He does cheek to cheek. He does a Fred Astaire imitation, if
Right,
that's
he dances
possible.
with inanimate objects.
He does.
In fact, they had
does.
a talk back, and I asked him, well, what kind of inanimate object would you like to dance with?
Right.
And Bryce Pinkham is,
Bryce Pinkham was
is the
from-
Bing Crosby character.
Right, and he's from. He won an award, I believe, for How to Commit Murder, How to Murder Your Wife, whatever that was called.
Right.
No, How to Commit Murder and Not Get Caught. I've forgotten the name of it, but it was that show that was.
A Gentleman's Guide to Love and
And
Murder.
murder. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Okay.
No one gets killed here.
No one gets killed here, but there people are threatened. And Louise is this wonderful character who may or may not have been in the other thing. And if she was in the other movie, she was played by Thelma Ritter. But she's that tough talking.
Thelma Wood.
No, I'm saying if she were in the movie,
okay.
she would be played by Thelma Ritter. She's a tough-talking but heart of gold
Right.
woman who
Who's
she's the
always
handy
there.
person. She's the handyman. She calls
Yes.
herself the handyman, and you know
It's Megan Lawrence.
lovely,
Yes.
just
and,
terrific performance.
Laura Lee Gayer
Yes.
as Linda, as
Yes.
you know, the local girl who had the
Another-
house and they fall in love.
Another case of she wasn't in the show and they told me not to come and see it. Now, would I have known the difference? I don't know. She was quite lovely, but I liked the girl playing Lila. I
Okay.
thought she had a lot more personality. She didn't have to play the spunky nice
Well, that's
girl.
Megan Sikora.
Everybody's named Megan in this? Is everybody named Megan? Is that
I
both
think it's,
named?
it's apparently a prerequisite, yes.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, be that as it may, what is important to me is that the girl playing Lila, who would have been a Ginger Rogers kind of character,
We
with
need
a
to-
fast-talking tough girl, did a wonderful, wonderful job. She's really, really terrific. Yes, you have another show to direct. So I know it took me a long time to see this, but I'm very glad that I did. And the night that I saw it, I needed it, and I would give it a 4 because of all those elements.
I would certainly not give it a 4.
Okay.
I would say, again, this show is pretty much about 90% what you'd expect. All right? Maybe, all right, it's not Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire. You can't replace them.
No. Great
But
sets. I love the
everything,
sets.
Yes, beautiful sets, excellent dancing. You know,
Looking to see who
Irving
did all
Berlin
that.
songs. But I will give this 3.5.
Two people I never heard of before. Dennis Jones was the choreographer, and Gordon Greenberg was the director. I have no idea who
And
those
stay
people are.
tuned for next year where they'll do White Christmas.
No, White Christmas
Actually,
is
no, I'm sorry,
already.
they
yeah,
did- they
that's
did
already
White
around.
Christmas. Excuse me, that's
around
already been
all the
done.
time. Yes.
Yes.
That's now a Christmas spectacular. You know.
Well, yeah. Well, not anymore. This year we've got Holiday Inn,
Holiday
which
Inn.
is kind of the same. Now I guess I have to see the movie.